Subarasi.
With the recent announcement of Rayman Legends Retold
and the Xenoverse 3 gameplay reveal. Oh yeah, baby!
I've decided to make a video about a JRPG series I played earlier this year. Welcome to the world of Baten Kaitos. So first of all, I decided to play these games because Monolith Soft made them, and they also make Xenoblade. And if you know me, you know I screw heavy with Xenoblade. Now, Tetsuya Takahashi is the director of the Xeno games, but both Baten Kaitos games were directed by Yasuyuki Hone, which has always worked at Monolith Soft anyway, so I still wanted to try these games out because I really do love Monolith's work. Also, oh my god, Xenoblade Genesis, guys! Wow! Not really a big fan of high fantasy, but
Wow!
so, Baten Kaitos 1, called Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean, takes place in a world where humanity lives on floating continents in the sky. Long ago, the earth below became poisoned and uninhabitable, forcing civilization to survive among the clouds. Most people have wing-like appendages called wings of the heart, which size, strength and shape depends really on a person's heart, since they are a projection of one's soul. This first game follows a young man named Kalas. Driven by revenge after the death of his family, Kalas is joined by a group of crazy people. You have the bulky fishman, magical girl, the potential woman, whining loser, and the cute little thing. They are all searching for powerful artifacts known as the End Magnus. These ancient relics contain the power of an evil god called Malpertio, who once threatened the entire world. In case you missed it, this is a JRPG, so what begins as a personal quest for revenge gradually evolves into a battle for the fate of the world itself. Who would have guessed? Several years before these events comes Baten Kaitos Origins, a prequel that explores how many of the conflicts and mysteries of the first game began. I'm saying some because a couple of story aspects really are left out, and it's really a shame they weren't explored more. Even worse, some things are brought up in the prequel and somehow are absent in the original. Origin's story follows Sagi, a young spirit agent working for the powerful Alphard Empire. Again, it's a Japanese RPG, of course there's an empire. Along his guardian friend, definitely not important, ancient god-looking, double voice sounding sexy monster ninja, Gillo. Best character in the series, by the way. And a kinda sus girl named Millie, Sagi becomes involved in a political crisis that quickly spirals into something much larger. In this game, you travel into the past and back to the present multiple times. So not only is this a prequel to BK1, but it also has its own prequel within it. Yeah, this game is really cool because you travel into the past and play what was like the original world of Baten Kaitos. As the story unfolds, Origins gradually reveals the foundations and the world seen in the first game. Not only that, many characters, locations and mysteries from Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean gain new context, and this is really important. It was so good to see this new context. Now I'll talk more about the battle systems of these games because I feel like that's the most peculiar thing about them. They're card-based games, but more at 7. Long story short, Baten Kaitos 1 is slow, at least for my experience, but the second one was so much better. The story was also better handled, but the gameplay of the second one, oh boy, it was just pure fun. Okay, BK1. So there's your usual 3-member party, but at the bottom of the screen you can see cards. That's because these games are turn-based but also include deck building elements. You attack by, of course, choosing your cards. Now the numbers don't mean the damage, but you do damage by comboing and mix and matching these numbers. If you know poker, you basically have to do poker combos to deal damage. You can have straights, pairs and all that. So for example, if you choose 1, then 2, then 3, you do more damage than selecting, I don't know, 3, then 6 and then 8. With the C-stick you choose which number you're selecting. Being an RPG, there's elements, so you have your dark, light water, fire, and all that kind of elements. This game heavily relies on element weaknesses. What this translates to is that you have to meticulously change the deck every fight. Now, I might be exaggerating, but if you wanna play this good, you have to change your deck mostly every time you change area. The problem is, each character has their own deck, so you have to change each deck every single time. From my voice alone, you can already tell that this wasn't very fun for me. Some cards are grayed out here, that's because you have to select first a minimal amount of cards before them. And also, some items you cannot use during the attack turn. That's why this shield isn't usable. During the defense turn, of course, you can use the shield and all defense items, but not every attack item. However, look at this. This is my attack turn, and out of all 7 cards available, only 1 was an attack card. I just had to push my luck and pray God so that the next one would be another attack card. There's this one problem which was thankfully fixed in the second game. In BK1 you can discard 1 card per turn. More specifically, during the attack turn you can technically select a non-damaging card, but that simply interrupts your combo, and if I remember correctly, it also messes with the number combo itself. During defense, you can select as many cards as the number of the enemy attacks, but only defending cards actually defend. The others, you just have to waste them if you really need to. I don't know, this is such a complicated and annoying way to discard cards. Then make a more efficient deck. The thing is, these games battles are very situational and, you know... Okay, I suck at this game, I admit it. I'm much better at Origins though. Granted, discarding cards or using items takes up half a turn, as in you can act faster. But still, it takes so much time, especially during boss fights. The combat is also slow because whenever the deck ends, you have to wait half a turn because it needs to reshuffle. Also, animations are very slow. I feel like Giacomo's animations, which is a boss, are infamously slow. But now let's look at Origins battle system. Mwah! A work of art, I'd say. Yes, this is the song from Smash Bros. Okay, admit it, I wanted to play this game because I needed to know where this divine song come from. Okay, there is a lot to unpack here. Again, this is turn-based, however this is more in line with Xenoblade, as in it is described as a mix between a turn-based and a real-time combat system. That's because up here you have the speed bar. Once it reaches 0, it's your turn. So with some skills and items and strategies, you can make yourself faster and act sooner. This time around, the deck is shared between characters and it auto refills. You don't need to reshuffle every time. And you can discard more than 1 card at a time. Dude, with these changes alone, my mind was blown. So in BK1, cards went from 1 to 9. This time only from 0 to 7. And the only route you can follow is a straight sequence. There's no poker combos anymore. But do not fret, little one, because in this game you are constantly choosing cards and shuffling and deleting cards you don't want to use and then selecting enemies. It's so frenetic, it's great. So 0 cards are equipment cards and they go up here. Then you can do your usual 1, 2, 3, that's the base combo you can do, and then from 4 to 7 these are special attacks. How does that work? Basically you see this Roman numeral 1 number, that's the level it needs for it to be casted. So say for example I'm level 1, that means that I can use this level 1 4 card, but I still cannot use the level 2 5 card. Cards with no numbers are usually items or special effects that take up a whole turn, but this whole turn really depends on how powerful this item is. Say for example, if you use a small potion, you will act way sooner than using a full party revive. How can I increase this level? Simply by attacking and selecting cards. Once it reaches 5, you can boost it, and what the boost does is hype moments and aura all over the place. Look at this shit.
Nice try. This is bound to hurt.
Attention! Attention! Transcension! Of a god! Ice Band! Sigil Cry! Quell! Look to the skies! What a waste of time.
Okay, now I made a tier list so that this will help me remember the game because it's been a minute since I finished it. These will probably have spoilers, but I don't think you're gonna play this game anyway. These two are Giacomo's henchmen and they have zero personality. I don't have any strong opinion on this one. I only put him here because he's voiced by Shinjiro Miki, which is Zamasu's voice actor. You know, I love me some Japanese Zamasu. Okay, let's do protagonists. Kalas, he's an angry boy that wants revenge. Kinda like Shulk at the beginning of Xenoblade 1. I feel like he's way pettier and kind of an asshole at times. I like that, I find that interesting. However, imagine this. They kill your grandfather and your brother, so you want to avenge them. Right? You're powerless, but you know there's this mystical power that will grant you unimaginable strength. The problem lies when you actually defeat the dude who killed your family and you're like, yes, I did it, but I still want more. Like, I don't know, that felt kind of forced to me. For half of the game, you have to find this guy and kill his ass because he really is strong, even in gameplay. He finds this mystical power and he literally goes, I need this power to avenge them. But you already did. Sagi is better handled than Kalas. The problem is, he's so kind. You know, sometimes that kindness is a little bit too much, you know what I mean? But he still goes through a lot. You can tell by his portrait here. Gibari, buff guy, supportive, he's an adult so he know what's up. I like him. He's the Joe Bro of Kalas basically. Lude, oh my god, Lude. Okay, I have never seen a character so clowned on by anything in a game. I am not kidding. The main cast makes fun of him. The villains make fun of him. The NPCs make fun of him. The story makes fun of him. The gameplay makes fun of him. I'm not shitting you. There's this special attack of his where he just jumps on his weapon, which is a rifle, and then it looks like he's shitting on the enemy. This character is not real. In the story, the villains brainwashed him, so he attacks his hometown and the party, but then we free him and he joins us and yada yada yada. So he has this constant inferiority complex because he's always feeling guilty about anything that happens in the game. Oh no, this is my fault. Oh no, I betrayed my hometown, my city, my friends, my family. Dude, please shut up. I'm sorry. He's just a funny character in the worst way possible. Oh, and also his dad is worse. He's a general, he's a military general, and he gets jumped by peasants with big forks. How can your entire bloodline be so messed up but still hilarious? Ew tier. Geldo blame. So he's the quote-unquote fake final boss of the first game, but you just know he's not the final boss. So you just play through the first game thinking, yeah, okay, when can I kill you so I can go beyond and see what's next, really. So this is what the tier list looks like after a bit. If you're curious about the placing of these characters and somehow have played this game, let's discuss in the comments. I'll be happy to. So Millie, I like Millie very much. She's the sus girl that I mentioned before. Kinda has the personality of Nia. Actually, let me put this guy up here. They have a very stupid sibling dynamic. They hate each other, but they actually love each other. It's just a fun dynamic they have. Let me put this guy also here. He's the final villain of Origins, and he's Millie's daughter. I'm placing this here because I feel like his reveal and his reasons aren't really powerful. So the thing is, he wants to make everything a machine. Why? Because some time ago, monsters that generated from the soul of people, let me summarize it for you, basically put her in a near-death situation. So he saved her by making her body, big spoilers, mechanical. This is a big twist, but I wish it was shown earlier to see how she felt about it, because it comes right at the end of the story as something like, oh, by the way, I have a mechanical body. So he wants to make everything a machine, but we good people are like, bro, no, what are you doing? But then this guy shows up. Now this dude is called Wise Man, and my Xeno head was ringing because Wise Man is a very important character in Xenogears. They don't share a thing actually, but I thought that was a cool callback, if it was one to begin with. This is the dude that started the whole conflict about the whole world. Very long story short, this dude is like, the soul is powerful. It makes us fly, but then the flesh is useless. I have an idea. I shall free the people from the flesh and give them just the soul, just the memories, just the dreams, so that everyone can live in their dream. This is such an interesting take on a villain. So as you can see, these guys are very connected because one wants to completely remove the soul and the heart of people. He wants all to be robots basically, but he wants it the opposite. But neither of those are good, clearly. So there's this very cool dichotomy and parallelism, which I really liked. Now let's go back to Gillo. I really don't want to talk too much about them because you really have to experience them. They're supportive, manly, bad-mouthed, really badass, but also very goofy, and they're sexy. He's got them all. Giacomo. Giacomo got better because of Origins. He's the guy that killed Kalas' brother and grandpa, and he's obsessed with power. In Origins you get why, and that is hilarious because he was obsessed with Sagi before Kalas, because Sagi beat the shit out of him 3 separate times. Every time you battle him, he gets folded. So you kinda get why he's so obsessed with strength. Now, I'm putting this here. She represents a whole group of people. So you remember the evil god Malpercio is actually composed of 5 parts of ancient single gods. And there's this group of people which this character is part of. This is the group that would later become Malpercio. She's called Pieda. If you know Italian, piede means foot. So she is literally the feet of the evil god, and I thought that was really funny. I don't remember her name. She's the mastermind behind it all in the first game. She's a crazy girl. I'm gonna say this. I'm putting her in C tier instead of D tier because it's heavily implied, and I hate that she's the daughter of these two. I hate story connections. However, there's one character I haven't talked about, and that is you. Because one of Baten Kaitos' most unique narrative elements is the role of the player themselves. You still control Kalas and Sagi and whatnot, but you also exist within the story as a guardian spirit, which is a separate entity that guides the protagonists. Some of the main characters can actually speak to and interact with you, and this creates a very unique connection between you and the world. This concept also becomes central to several key story moments, kinda blurring the line between gameplay and narrative. A gameplay aspect I haven't talked about is Magnus. So Magnus or Magna are magical cards capable of storing the essence of virtually anything, really. They function as both everyday technology and a source of power, allowing people to carry weapons, food, spells, and even memories inside cards. You can literally store depression in a Magnus. Oh, this game is so funny at times. In Eternal Wings, Magnus are basically a collectathon means. While in Origins, there's still a lot to collect, but they're better implemented in the gameplay. For example, you need to store the essence of a stone because you need this stone to hit the bird that's on a tree because you need the apple that grows on that tree. That's the extent of it. So the series of Baten Kaitos is strange. It's kinda messy, but occasionally brilliant. You have to admit though, in an era where so many RPGs chase the familiar, Baten Kaitos really dared to be different. I am not really familiar with card games. I played Paper Mario on the Wii U, if that counts. I don't think that does. And if you do play it, whether you end up loving it or merely admiring it from a distance, it's the kind of game that you'll remember long after the credits roll. The soaring magnitude of Baten Kaitos isn't found in its sales numbers or its popularity. It's found in the fact that even 20 years later, there's still nothing quite like it. Thank you ChatGPT for this final quote, and I'll see you next time.